Okay, it's a double parsha, Nitzav and Vayelech. So it says Vayelech Moshe, Vaydabes called Dvorim O B'nei Yisrael. So it's a Zohar, that's a Medrash Pliya. It says on Halach, Kegufa below draw. Where did he go? He went like a body without arms. So Moshe Rabbeinu on the day of his death, so it's Vayelech Kegufa below draw. Right, he was a body without arms. Right, so it's like Medrash Pliya. So what I saw explained in the writings of the Radziner in a few different places, not just in one place, says like this: the Indian of the Yadayim, right, is the Indian of Asiya, right, able to do things, right? Able to accomplish, which is what we're supposed to do during our lifetime. So now the interesting thing about to note in the Tzelem Elokim, in the human construct, even though you think and then you do, right? So it's so that the Yadayim are tafel to the Rosh, but you can lift your hands higher than your head.
Right.
Lift your hands over your head. Right, and that symbolizes that that sometimes we do things that are even higher than where our understanding reaches. Right, we do things that that the asiyah is even lamala from the das. Right, and that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us mitzvahs ma'asiyos, right, to do mitzvahs in ma'aseh. Because if the mitzvah is no bigger than, let's say, the kavanas of the mitzvah that we could understand, then why HaKadosh Baruch Hu be mitzav on the asiyah? Just learn the divrei Torah of the mitzvah, and that should be enough. Have you omer that the asiyah must have reached a higher sherish than what the das knows about the mitzvah, and that's why we have to do the mitzvahs, not just learn about the mitzvahs. I mean, you understand this better, because famous Gemara that if a person is chayav a korban bizman hazeh, he should learn the halachos of the korbanos. Right? When the Shama Parasha says, so we say korbanos every day in davening. So why isn't that enough even when we could do the mitzvah b'maisa? Why is that enough? If we say that's what you should do, bisman golus, learn the halachas of kodshim if you chayav a korban. So why isn't that way? Even when there is a base medrash, heavy omer, it has to be that the asiyah reaches a higher place, and has a higher shirish and could bring koach, even lamala from das. And that's represented by the hands over the head. Right? The Yadayim can reach higher than the Rosh. That means the mitzvahs ma'asiyas have reached a higher place than the das regarding the inyan of the mitzvah and the kavanas of the mitzvah. And that's why as much as you learn about the mitzvah and you learn about the seidus of the mitzvah, you're not potter from doing the ma'aseh if you could do the ma'aseh, because the asiyah reaches a higher shorsh than the das. Right? And with this, you can understand. First of all, a very, very strange Mishnah and Ovis there, all the Mepharshim are bothered by. Call Shema'asav Merubim Mechachmaso. Right? L'mal Doven, L''ilan, that Shorosh of Merubim, V'anaf of Muatim. Right, so everyone asks, right, that the Maisim, the Maisim are the roots, and the Chachma is the branches. You should have Ma'asav Merubim Mechachmaso, and then you don't get blown over. Right? So the pshat is like this, right? So first of all, everyone asks, how can you do more than what you know? Yeah. So the answer is, well, it's talking about chokhmah. It's not talking about stam, it's talking about, it's calling about wisdom. It's not talking about stam, basic intelligence of obeying orders, right? And that's what it's saying, that you do more than what you're masig, that you don't just do lefi what your hasaga is. You do even more. I mean, you obey the tzivui, even though you don't understand, right, what it's about. And the Mishnah calls it the shorashim. The maisim are the shorashim, and the chachma is called the anafim. And so a person's maisim chachma, so shorash of merubim, v'anaf of muatim, and all the ruchas in the world can't blow him over. And it's called that the mais is the shorish. It reaches the shorish. It reaches higher than where the Chachma reaches. Mamash is mushrash, in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It draws Iris directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And our commitment to the Maisa, that's our Iker Shurish. That's our Iker connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's the Indian of Naaseh Kodim LeNishma. Nishma is Chachma. Right? Yeah, you hear. Meaning like I hear, like I understand. Am Yisrael's Magdim Naaseh LeNishma. Being Magdim Naaseh LeNishma. Right? That the Indian is that understanding that the Asiyah should be even Lamala from the Das. Right? I'm not just going to do what I understand. I'm going to do whatever I'm told, whether I understand it or not. And that makes the Iker Dveikus in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? So now you understand also, that this level that's above Das is called Emunah. So let's go to another story in the Chumash. And then we're going to go full circle. We're almost done. Right? The Am Yisrael is fighting with Amalek. So Moshe Rabbeinu raises his hands. And also, Bisman saw mistaklim klapeimal u'mishabdim es libam lavim shebashamayim hayu notzrim. That with his hands he was raising Am Yisrael's emuna. That's what Taka says in the pasuk. Vayi yadav emuna ad bo hashemesh.
So that's why when they fell, they lost.
That's right. That the yadayim represents the koach of asiyah. And the koach of asiyah should be be'emuna, not bedas, in the sense that I trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu and I do whatever he says, whether I understand it or not. And that's the koach with which they beat Amalek, right? And now you can understand that there's a lashon in Chazal, why sherafu yedehem min Torah, their hands slip from the Torah. So what do you mean saying you learn Torah with your eyes, with your ears? Rafu yedehem min Torah? No. Because you also have to, be your commitment to Torah to be almanas la'asos, and the almanas la'asos is even lamala from your chachma, bina, and das. Just HaKadosh says, I do, right? And that's what it means, that you have to have, a yad in Torah, a yad, that Torah shouldn't just be das; it should be with emunah, and that's represented by the yadayim. I'm going to do whatever the Torah says, whether I understand it or not. And that madrega is called emuna, right? And that's a ose malachto be'emuna for Lashon Chazal. You do it honestly. You don't cheat. You're not mitchakem, right? Ose masav be'emuna, right? So now right? So just like by the Milchemes Amalek, Moshe Rabbeinu, his yadayim raised up Am Yisrael. The end of Moshe Rabbeinu's yadayim is always the inyan of the koach of Am Yisrael. Right, that the Am Yisrael, we're here to do, and right, they're nichla in the kiviyachol in the yadayim of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu himself is the midah of das, Mm-hmm. He has yadayim, and just like by Yadei Moshe, right, his hands reach over his head, right, and that's the end of Am Yisrael. That Moshe Rabbeinu was always about giving koach to Am Yisrael. And that's what the giving koach to Am Yisrael to do, and to do even lamala from their das. Just like with your yadayim, you could do things even lamala from your das. You do be poel al pi emuna, that's higher than das, right? That's the hashpah that Moshe Rabbeinu had on Am Yisrael. It's always being mekasher them, right? Like by Milchemes Amalek, mishabdim es libam lavim shebashamayim. Right? That was and from that Am Yisrael gets their achiza in Torah. So that's what it says. Ben me'ah v'esrim shana anochim lo chad od lotzeis v'lavo. So Chazal say lotzeis v'lavo b'divrei Torah. Right? I'm not going to be, the koach of being mefalpel in divrei Torah. Am Yisrael got from Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? That's what it means. There was all nichla on his yadayim. Right? That Torah has to be naaseh kodim lenishma. Right? It has to be almanas la'asos, and the almanas la'asos even lamala from das. Right, and so they were all totally in Moshe Rabbeinu, all besod Yadei Moshe, and Moshe Rabbeinu, his yadayim, what he did with his yadayim was mashpia on Am Yisrael. But now on the day of his death, the Anhaga is going to pass to Yoshua.
The yadayim passed to Yoshua.
No, but here's the chap. It didn't pass to Yoshua. The Anhaga passed to Yoshua. The yadayim just became Am Yisrael's, because there's a chiluk hevdel mahuti between what life was like under Moshe Rabbeinu and how life is like ever since. Moshe Rabbeinu, you're not allowed to argue with Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Yeah. No, Moshe Rabbeinu, if he says Zeh Adam Asher Tziva Hashem, you can't argue with him. Not allowed to be Machish Nevuah. So, right? You could argue with him if he says his own svara, but he has the milah that if he says B'Shem Hashem, can't be cholik on him, right? And he also, by the same token, by Pesach Sheni B'Ostovchad, he has the right to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Imdu V'Shma Ma'etzav Hashem. So the Gemara says in Tzmur, when Moshe Rabbeinu died, they forgot 3,000 halachas. They told Yoshua, no, these 3,000 halachas that we forgot, and all these other things that they forgot, get it from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So I'm not allowed to. Lo B'Shamayim. Not allowed to. That was only Moshe Rabbeinu was allowed to do that. Only Moshe Rabbeinu was allowed.
Direct link.
Right. That's right. Moshe. So that's like the Lashon Rambam and the Pirshonayos. Yoshua and Pinchas do the same thing as Ravina and Rav Ashi. Ever since the Petir of Moshe Rabbeinu, there's no Bashamai. You can't, get direct from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have to be mafalpo, and that's when it says Gemara said Tzmura. So he went to Yeshua and said, "Sorry, I can't help you." Only Moshe Rabbeinu was allowed to do that, right? So Hechziram Asnil ben Knaz bepilpulo. Asnil ben Knaz with his pilpul reconstructed all the forgotten halachas and the kal v'chomers and etc. Right? Right? That the yadayim of Moshe are now in Am Yisrael. That when Moshe was alive, they were nichla on his yadayim, and he would raise them up, and he would be makasher them l'mala min adas, and that's the real shorish that we have in Torah. The real shorish we have in Torah is even l'mala from das, right? Because we're committed to the Torah, whether we understand it or not. And the koch of mitzvahs ma'asiyas is brings an or that's l'mala from das, because if it would only be das, then what do you have to do in the ma'aseh? Just learn the sugyas, and it should make the same tikkun. The mitzvahs ma'asiyas, the Maisa mitzvahs reach a higher place than the idea of the sugya, because otherwise what do you have to do the mitzvah l'maisa for? It reaches l'mala from the das, reaches to a place called emuna. That's all nichon yedei Moshe, and Moshe Rabbeinu used to be makasheras. Now in his patira diyadayim go to Klal Yisrael, right? And his gufa below drawer, right? Because it's the day that he dies. He's finished. He's not. My job is finished. I'm done. The yadayim are now by you. That's what my Rebbe Moshe Shapiro used to say. I spoke it out of the Hesped. Torah tziva lanu Moshe morosha kilos Yaakov. Moshe Rabbeinu gave us Torah in two ways. He taught us Torah. He also was morish, the Torah. That is etzem histalkus, right? Is that okay? I'm leaving behind the yadayim that you were nichla on my yadayim. Now those yadayim are by you. It's called his Yerusha to us, right? So now he's going to be. So he lost his ma'amad, vata po amodi madi. By Mamar said, you're going to stay with me, and you're going to stay connected and connect the Am to me. To the Am, he says shuvu lo lechem. By Mamar said, vata po amodi madi. He's not being om anymore. Now he's a holech. Vayelech Moshe. He lost that position, but his losing of that position is to be moirishit to Am Yisrael. He's giving it over. That's Vayelech Moshe Vayedaber al Kol Yisrael. He's giving it over. He's being moirishit. That now you're in charge. That you have to. If you ever have a suffix, you're not going to have me to ask anymore. You have to bring it out with your own pilpul. The koch that was nichol mayadayim, I'm being moirish to you. And he himself becomes a holech. Besoid yelchu mechayel ochayel, that Chazal say tzadikim en lem menucha. Lo b'lam hazev lo mabah. Shneimar yelchu mechayel ochayel. Yirah kelkim mitzion. He's going to be a holech. He's going to olam haba. He's going to continue growing. He's leaving his position of being vata po amodi madi to be between the Am and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He's leaving that position, and he's being moirishit to Am Yisrael. So even though Yoshua is technically the leader, but Yoshua, is just supposed to coach Am Yisrael. But it's not called Toras Yoshua. It's called Zichur Toras Moshe Avdi. Right? Am Yisrael now was Yerish, the Torah of Moshe. Yoshua is just he guides them, and he gives guidance. But it's not called Toras Yoshua. It's Toras Moshe that went be Yerusha to Am Yisrael. Right? That's the Hevdel Moti, but Anhag of Moshe Rabbeinu and Anhag of Yoshua and the Skadim and everyone who ever came after it. Then now the Torah is in the Am. Torah's mamash in the Am. It's called that his Yadayim went B'Yerusha Am. His Morish is Yadayim. He's Gufa below draw. All right, and that's also something about now. We read this before. This year we're reading this before Rosh Hashanah. You have to understand. This year is about to pass. It's about to expire. But what's good about this year doesn't get lost. It goes B'Yerusha. You take it with you. What's good about it? We say Tichla Shana V'Kloloseha, Tachol Shabaksa. Just the B'chinas Klola goes. But the B'chinas Brach, everything that's good about this year is we're being Meirish. Right? Hala.
In other words, we want to inherit the brachas of last year to be this year as well.
That's right.
But leave the bad stuff behind.
That's right. That's Chazal said. Daf say Tichle Shana Kloloseha. You know that a year is gone. That's only mitzad the Ra. But the Toiv is not Kole. The Tov is Lanetzach. Just like Moshe Rabbeinu was Meirish his Torah to us. It's called we got his Yadayim. He gave his Yadayim. The koach of pilpul, the koach of kiyum mitzvah, everything that we used to be nichal on his yadayim, he gave those yadayim to Am Yisrael, right? And he himself is now going to be Vayelech to Olam Haba, but he leaves his yadayim behind, right, for us, right? It was Morish's Torah to us. Morasha kills Yaakov. Same thing on the year that's passing. You have to realize what's good. What's good is forever. And that's really what happens now in B'derech Prati. The Shlachar says that last year is stored Lanetzach during the Aser Simei Tshuva. The Kaidur the Aser Simei Tshuva is to review the whole last year in condensed form, because Aser Simei Tshuva is not this year and it's not next year. You know why? Because we count both by the sun and the moon. On Rosh Hashanah's, Rosh Chodesh Tishrei, so it's next year on the lunar cycle. But the solar cycle is 10 days longer. Right. So it means Aser Simei Tshuva is like a twilight zone. Mitzad the moon, it's already Tov Shinayin Ches. But Mitzad the Chama, it's not Tov Shinayin Ches until Yom Kippur. Because the Machzor Chama is 10 days longer. So that's why I'm saying that the Aser Simei Tshuva is a neutral zone.
The reality.
That's where it's not Tov Shin Ayin Zayin anymore, but you're reliving Tov Shin Ayin Ches in condensed form to set it right before it gets stored away Lenetzach on Yom Kippur.
So that's why it says Simei Tshuva.
That's right. That's why it's time to fix. You have actually you get the whole last year in review to polish it up before it gets stored away Lenetzach
On Yom Kippur.
On Yom Kippur. That's when it gets sealed away. Ne'ilah. Right, so it gets locked up. Lo netzach. Right, so the year is not gone. The year, what's good about it is B'Yerusha. The Ra we wipe away with tshuva. Tichla Shana V'Kloloseha. The Ra is erased. The Ra is called what's good. It goes B'Yerusha. Right, it's mamash mein how Moshe Rabbeinu was Morish's koach to us when he left, and that's a lashon that of Chazal the Ram brings in. And it's right. Moshe Rabbeinu lo meis, ela omed u'meshamish b'morim. He didn't die. He's still serving in heaven because he's still mashpia on us. He's still mashpia on us, but he's mashpia on us because he left his yadayim here. Right. Besod Yodav Rav Loz, the Chazal Darshan the Koach of Yehuda to be mefalpel. He left those yadayim here. The Yada Chazaka he left here. Right?
Interesting.
He left here, left with us. On the day he died, he was Meirish to Am Yisrael, and he was Holech, to Olam Haba, but he left his Yadayim behind. That's why he's still Moshe Rabbeinu. But he left the Yadayim, the Koach of Pilpul, to be Noseh v'Noseh b'Milcham Shel Torah. That's why he was Meirish to us on this last day of his life. Right? And that's the same thing also with the year. What's good about this year is never going to get lost. It gets stored away Lanetzach. Right? Just what's Tichla Shana V'Kloloseha. But the bracha of this year, of Tafshin Ayin Zayin, gets stored away, to be with us, to be Omed L'Tzidenu L'Netzach Netzach.
Amen.